So I don't really know too much about this Santisima Muerte. This I guess it's a religion or whatever. I I do know that I tried messing with it at one time, just to see if it's real. Supposedly, if you pray to it and you want like a career or certain things, that it will, it's like a spirit or something that will help you, but you have to keep your end of the bargain, or else something bad will happen supposedly, or it'll take whatever it is that it gave you. And I was I heard bad things and I've heard good things, and I wasn't really too sure about it. But I've heard from a lot of people to stay away from that. I was at a point in my life in June of 2020 where I was going through a really rough situation, um, legally, and you know, trying to get custody of my daughter, and just all sorts of bad things happening in my life. That was just like it was coming from us. It's like all this bad energy was shooting darts at me, and I didn't make it any better by trying to mess with this Santisima Muerte. I don't know, maybe I wasn't doing it right, but I just know that I never want to mess with that again. And the reason is because of a really traumatic experience with that I believe had to do with that. So, one, let me just backtrack a little bit. I had been messing with it for about a week and a half. Like, they say you pray to it, you say things, and like I said, I'm not really too familiar with it, because I had just started messing with it, and I wasn't really guided as far as what to say or what to do, right? But um, it's very hard to talk about because it was really traumatizing to me. But let me just go ahead and detail as best as I can. One night, like I said, I was messing with it for quite a bit. But one night, I finally said, if you're real, show me that you're real, because I'm not really seeing anything. Um, I'm getting more angrier. I can feel myself getting angrier, but I mean, I don't understand why I'm getting angry if I'm not really doing anything. So I was praying that. I was saying, show me that you're real. Show me that there's something out there, that people aren't just, hallucinating or praying before a false religion or whatever the case is. So I started messing with that because I really wanted to get out of a certain situation, you know, and being someone who has seen God, seen the devil, seen Jesus, seen so many things out there, to know that there's things out there that are real, to know that Jesus is real and God is real and he'll make a way. But I guess, sometimes we all fall out of, we all lose sight of things. So I was going through a rough patch and I started messing with that. So one night, like I said, I decided to say, if you're real, just fucking show me already. Now, one of the things, actually, if not the one thing that I'm more afraid than anything in the world, and I'm a pretty tough guy, trust me, it's not a lot that I'm afraid of. But the one thing that scares the living shit out of me, where I'm out of the house, are roaches. I know it sounds a little funny, but roaches freak me the fuck out. These are not normal insects. These are aliens that invaded from another planet and they made it here, or they evolutionized here. They're not fucking. They're not normal. Like, those insects are fucking, like, out of this world. So, like I said, I was praying. Uh, Not necessarily want to say pray, right? But I started saying, reveal yourself to me if you're real. So I started hearing a knock at the door. Like, this happened. I said what I said, and then, like, say 2 hours later, I started hearing well, I started hearing a bang on the door. Open the door, and about and look, if you see one roach flying to you, that's one thing. Two roaches, that's another thing. When you have over 20 big flying roaches just fly inside your house, and my house is clean, my room is clean. I make sure there's pesticide everywhere. I do not like roaches anywhere near me. I don't even like them where I live. So I use whatever I can. Literally, if I was to move into another house, the first thing I do is make sure that it's pesticide because I do not like roaches. They freak me the like fuck out. Like, you know, I just don't ever. I don't like seeing them. I know they're there. I know people have them sometimes. I know it's not no one's fault. They're freaking. They multiply like crazy. But just seeing them freak me the hell out. So I open the door and about over 20 roaches just start flying at me. And they don't just fly at me and go like to one side of the room. No, they're all over me. Like they're flying all over me. Like they're all around me, just flying, flying, like like just all around me. And they get up, they're crawling on me. They get up, they fly around all over everywhere. I'm screaming like a little girl. I'm not gonna lie. And it it scared me so bad that I was literally, I mean, I would do this or whatever, and I would hear some of them like pop, like I would step on them, I pop on them, crunch them, and it just seemed like no matter how many I try to uh, kill, the more kept coming at me. And then all that smell. If you're from Texas, you know that smell that roaches give, the scent is just disgusting. And like I said, I heard a bang on the door. Somebody like someone was banging, but nobody was there because my family had left. Everyone was in Mexico. It was just me by myself with somebody that I was. Well, it was me with someone there, but what I mean, besides my family, it was just there was nobody outside. Banging on the door, open it, all these roaches come in. It's crazy. And then after I got them all out, finally, after a while, I end up like literally feeling possessed, and I started having this hate, this real anger that I've never felt before. It was an anger like I could almost kill somebody. So something took over me because I had acted a certain way to somebody that I wasn't supposed to act like that with, that I truly love, that I became literally violent, and I'm not a violent person. And I became someone I wasn't, and I started becoming violent to this person, and it just it made me realize, which I had already known, that certain things you don't mess with. But Santisima Muerte, I didn't realize how dangerous that was. Now I've talked to someone who does that, and they told me I probably awakened like I allowed a demon or something to I invoked something that wasn't Santisima Muerte, that she doesn't do that. But I played with that, and it literally went sideways, and it was just so crazy how I got possessed, but I also felt like whatever it wanted to like it wanted me to face like my biggest fear. Like it wanted to throw that at me. Now I don't know if that was a good thing or a bad thing, but like it just completely, like I don't think that would have been something that God would have done. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that's something that um, was normal, and I surely don't think it was coincidence. So yeah, and that was, I like that until from like 11 at night till 5 in the morning, completely possessed, and it, it took a lot to not hurt this person. And I don't understand how I could allow myself to have been possessed like that. So that's what I'm saying. If you don't know what you're messing with, don't mess with things like that, because sometimes those people who have come on TV and said, "Oh, the devil made me do it," or demons possessed me, that shit happens. And they, I mean, with all these people who are hurting other people and shooting, and I mean, it's out there and it's real.